Mornings wouldn't be quite as captivating without juices, especially apple juice. There's something about the sweet, refreshing taste that instantly energizes you. Not to mention the health benefits. Apple juice is not just a drink, it's a mood setter for the day ahead. From the health perspective, it provides essential nutrients, vitamins, and hydration, which makes it an ideal choice to kickstart your morning routine. But how did this simple juice come to be? When we think of apple juice, we might assume it's just about grabbing any apple, juicing it, and voila! But there's actually a much more intricate process involved in making the perfect glass of apple juice. The apple selection process. The process of selecting apples for juice is far more complicated than simply picking a random apple from a tree. Brands carefully choose specific varieties because the type of apple can drastically impact the flavor and quality of the juice. It's not just about grabbing any old apple from the tree and squeezing it into a bottle. There are meticulous steps involved in selecting the right apples. Apple juice makers have to consider factors like sweetness, tartness, crunchiness, and flavor profile to ensure the juice will taste just right. Trust me, choosing the wrong apples can completely ruin the vibe of the juice. The first step is selecting the apples at the right moment. Farmers track the Brix level, which measures the sugar content in the fruit, to know exactly when it's the right time to harvest the apples. Not all apples are created equal, and this is where things get interesting. Some apples, like the ever-popular Fuji, are sweet, crisp, and juicy, making them a staple for fruit bowls. Others, like Granny Smith apples, are more tart and sour, delivering a sharp, tangy bite. When it comes to making apple juice, it's all about balance. The goal is to create a juice that's sweet, but not overwhelmingly sugary and tart. Without being so sour, it feels like you're biting into a lemon. To achieve this balance, juice makers combine different types of apples to create the perfect blend. Typically, the mix includes Fuji apples, Granny Smith apples, and Gala apples, each bringing its own unique flavor notes to the table. For example, Fuji apples are known for their sweetness, Granny Smiths for their tanginess, and Gala apples for their more delicate, mild sweetness. Once these apples are selected, they undergo a thorough washing process. They are submerged in water, not only to wash away dirt and germs, but also to ensure that the apples stay hydrated and maintain their temperature. Imagine this process like taking a bubble bath after a long day or a journey. It's all about recharging and preparing for the next step. The apples are treated with care and attention, as this ensures the final juice product will be fresh and of the highest quality. Sorting and blending the apples. After washing, the apples are sorted. The Fuji and Gala apples are set aside first, carefully chosen for their distinct taste profiles. The sorting process allows the team to organize the apples according to type, ensuring that the different apple varieties will be blended together harmoniously later on. These prized apples are then blended with other varieties to create that magical apple juice we all know and love. Interestingly, sometimes the factories will use apples that don't look perfect. Apples with blemishes or odd shapes are often considered less desirable. But when it comes to apple juice, these ugly apples are actually a good choice. Why? Because they tend to be fully ripened and packed with intense flavor. So, while they might not look as pretty as the perfect, flawless apples, they are packed with flavor, making them ideal for juicing. In fact, ugly apples can be the secret weapon in crafting high-quality apple juice. Once the apples are blended together, they go through additional processing steps. They are transferred into specialized machines and sent through intricate passageways, where they are cleaned further and prepared for juicing. Each movement of the apples through these machines is highly calculated and purposeful. Everything is designed to ensure that the final juice is of the highest quality with no impurities. Where the apples come from now? Where do the apples come from? It might seem like a simple question, but in today's world, it's one that increasingly matters. With more people becoming aware of the origins of their food, sourcing apples from specific regions has become an important factor in ensuring the best juice quality. For example, Fuji apples, grown in cooler regions, like certain areas in Argentina, have a much more complex flavor profile. The cool climate creates apples with a higher level of sugars and acidity, which makes them ideal for juicing. Brands like to source apples from specific regions because they know the fruit from these areas will be reliable. It's all about consistency. No one wants a surprise when they drink their juice. They want the same sweet, tart, and refreshing taste every time they open a bottle. The apples from these regions are known to consistently deliver high-quality, flavorful juice. Brands work with farmers who produce these apples to ensure that every batch of juice will taste the same, no matter when it's made. The blending strategy. The blending strategy is another key aspect of producing the perfect apple juice. Juice makers typically use a combination of Fuji, Granny Smith, and Gala apples in specific proportions to achieve the right flavor balance. The most common mix is 50% Fuji apples, 30% Granny Smith apples, and 20% Gala apples. However, these proportions can be adjusted depending on the season and customer preferences. For example, if a more tart juice is desired, the proportion of Granny Smith apples is increased, giving the juice a sharper, more refreshing taste. If the goal is to create a milder, sweeter juice, the amount of Fuji apples might be increased. This flexibility allows juice makers to adapt to changing tastes and seasonal variations. The blending process is carefully monitored to ensure that the juice has a balanced, smooth flavor profile. It's not just about mixing apples, it's about creating a harmonious blend that pleases the palate. The expert teams behind these juices understand the nuances of each apple variety and how to combine them to achieve the best flavor, texture, and consistency. Sustainable practices. While the quality of the apples is crucial, so is the way they are grown. Many brands are shifting towards sustainable farming practices, focusing on reducing their environmental impact. These practices include using fewer pesticides, adopting organic farming methods, and sourcing apples from local farms. By sourcing apples locally, juice brands reduce the need for long-distance transportation, which helps cut down on the carbon footprint. This also supports local farmers and ensures that the apples are fresh and in season. The growing trend of sustainable farming reflects a broader awareness of environmental impact. The goal is not only to produce high-quality apple juice, but also to contribute to the health of the planet. By prioritizing organic and environmentally friendly farming methods, juice brands are playing a role in protecting the earth while providing consumers with the best possible product. Frozen fruit packaging. Beyond fresh apple juice, many brands also offer frozen fruit products. These require the same level of care and attention during the sourcing and processing stages. When apples are being harvested for frozen fruit packaging, the focus is on selecting the highest quality apples that are grown sustainably. Machines handle much of the heavy lifting in the processing stages, but human oversight remains crucial to ensure that only the best apples are selected. Using locally sourced apples for frozen fruit products is another way brands reduce their environmental impact. By cutting down on transportation, they are minimizing their carbon footprint and supporting local communities. And while technology plays a major role in the production process, it doesn't eliminate the need for skilled workers who ensure that everything runs smoothly. The ice cream production process. Shifting gears, let's talk about ice cream. From the farm to the freezer, ice cream undergoes a fascinating transformation. The first step in ice cream production is sourcing the milk, and this is done with a focus on quality. Advanced technology is used to ensure that cows are properly cared for and that the milk is of the highest standard. Once the milk is collected, it is immediately transferred to specialized facilities, where it undergoes pasteurization, a process that kills harmful bacteria and ensures that the milk is safe for consumption. After pasteurization, the milk is transferred to mixing chambers, where other ingredients like cream, sugar, and stabilizers are added. These ingredients are whisked together in large tanks to create the base of the ice cream. The mixture is then cooled, often frozen simultaneously, to achieve that smooth, creamy texture that makes ice cream so irresistible. Once the ice cream base is ready, it's deposited into molds where the real magic begins. Robotic blades slice through the creamy mixture, creating perfectly shaped portions. Automated machines gently slide each portion onto sticks, and these ice cream bars are then dipped into a velvety chocolate coating to create that irresistible crunch. Juan Dasmarn. Precision in ice cream production. Precision is key in the ice cream production process. Temperature control is crucial to maintaining the perfect texture, ensuring that the ice cream remains creamy and smooth. Every batch is carefully monitored to ensure the best possible results. The consistency and texture are maintained by robotic arms, which handle each ice cream treat with care, making sure it stays at the right temperature throughout the entire process. Even when it comes to packing ice cream cones, robotic arms handle each cone with precision. The ice cream is placed into the cones with the perfect amount of pressure to ensure that every cone is filled just right. The cones are then moved to the packaging line, where they are securely packed into cartons, ready to be shipped out and enjoyed by consumers. From ice cream to frozen desserts. The world of frozen desserts doesn't end with ice cream bars and cones. We also have delicious options like waffle ice cream sandwiches. The process of making these treats involves pouring ice cream into waffle cups, filling them to the brim with creamy goodness. The contrast of warm, crispy waffles and cold, smooth ice cream makes for an unforgettable experience with every bite. Some ice cream factories produce over 2 million ice creams every day, working around the clock to meet the global demand. These factories run 24/7 to ensure that the shelves are stocked with the frozen treats we crave. The efficiency of these factories is mind-blowing, as they churn out millions of ice cream products every day with seamless precision. Conclusion: every product we consume, whether it's apple juice, frozen fruit, or ice cream, has a carefully designed production process behind it. From selecting the best apples to processing the fruits and making sure the ice cream is at the perfect consistency, there's a tremendous amount of thought, care, and technology involved. Even seemingly simple products go through intricate steps to ensure that we get to enjoy them in the most perfect way possible. So, the next time you take a sip of apple juice, bite into an ice cream cone, or enjoy a frozen treat, take a moment to appreciate the complexity behind it all. There's a whole lot of precision, skill, and care that goes into each product. And when you look a little deeper, you'll realize how much effort is put into bringing these delicious treats into our lives. Whether it's through the careful blending of apples, the precision of ice cream machines, or the dedication to sustainable farming, the world of food production is more fascinating than we often give it credit for. So, here's to appreciating not just the final product, but the intricate processes that bring them to life. If you enjoyed learning about the fascinating process behind making apple juice, frozen fruit, and ice cream, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What surprised you the most about how these everyday products are made? Have you ever thought about the care and precision involved in bringing these treats to your table? Feel free to leave a comment below, sharing your insights or questions. And if you found this interesting, don't hesitate to share it with friends or family who might appreciate a deeper dive into the production process of some of our favorite foods.